thank you. I'm grateful for this opportunity. Now, last week, all Hebrew Bible codexes and Torah scrolls were opened on the same folio, which is in front of you. According to Torah annual Torah reading cycle, this is the place where every synagogue, every place would read the Bible. Now, if you do not read Hebrew at all and ever come in the presence of Hebrew Bible, there is a clue which will help you to orient where you are in the text. And this is Exodus chapter 15, known as Song of the Sea. This is the place when this miracle takes place, when Israel comes out of Egypt, and when sea splits and they walk through the sea, and when they come out on the other side, they sing a song. And this is what is depicted in front of you. I just want to show different varieties, but just one point I want to make. Why is this passage so significant that it actually takes particular scribal approach? And the brick that you see there is for the purpose, because this layout of this song is known as a brick pattern. And you will see that Jewish scribes do not only copy the text, they actually build structures from the text. And that's what you will see now in more details. One more point, this is significant because this is first recorded proof or example, if you will, performance of largest choir in the world, which performs this song without any rehearsal. So I wish we could hear what it sounds like, but we can't. According to scribal tradition, they are given strict rules, guidelines, how this should be written. And the simple guidelines are the structure is known half brick over whole brick, and then whole brick over half brick, and that's what you will see. The line, which begins with small words in the beginning, at the end, and empty space between, shows splitting of the sea, and the second line which follows has, in the empty line or previous, is filled with words, and the two small words at the edges, which shows people actually walking, and the words on the sides as the water standing as a wall on both sides as a bricks. And this poem should be preceded and followed by 5 straight lines. You will see the most codices are written in column structure. So that takes incredible amount of planning to arrive to this passage in such a place that you could depict it when you open both pages, depicting as a book, as a mirror, you will see. So to begin with, this I have shown here. I started with perfect examples, which you can see when scribe planned very carefully. You will see that's the beginning of 5 lines, then following this brick structure and ending with 5 lines. Only downside of is that, as you see, it leaves lots of empty lines in the beginning and the end. As you can see from the other side, it simply cannot fit because text is not big enough simply to fill all this. So it takes lots of ingenuity to spread so that it fills the whole page. And that's the next one as we will go. You see, it's actually the same structure, much better designed. You don't see any lines again. That is perhaps most, I would say, this one in the current, the present one, the most beautiful depiction would be this one. Now to go the next one, again, it depicts perfect layout, perfect 5 lines, then brick structure, followed, but here, as you see, it's just almost perfect, not quite, because it's more than 5 lines. He simply could not arrange words in a way that it could fit only 5 lines. So she goes, is how many? Yes, 7 lines or more. So that's little bit. So we go from the perfect examples, little bit deviation from, and now this is perhaps one of the earliest proof that it's not something new. It always existed. This folio comes from Genizah, as you may know, from Genizah collection, Cairo Genizah, and we only have one part of it, one page. And again, as you will see, this follows this beautiful depiction of the brick pattern. However, it doesn't have 5 lines in the beginning, and we don't know how it ends. We don't have ending of this manuscript. Now, this is one of the precious manuscripts, a very beloved one. We don't have time, but the good thing is all those manuscripts are digitized, so you can view the full manuscripts, and you will see this is a beautifully illuminated manuscript, which we won't show here. But that's something this scribe cannot actually locate the same structure, and you will see on the side he uses the column, and then he sort of pushes text in the space of 2 columns. So because the previous, if I may, yes, previous, as you will see, has 3 columns, and he only uses space of 2 columns to fit this text. So his own invention. Yes. Oh, okay. Now, things get complicated when we come to Ashkenazi Bibles, which include not only Hebrew, but Aramaic text as well. And in many cases, verse follows verse. Unless you read Hebrew, it's impossible to know where Hebrew ends and Aramaic starts. And therefore, you have twice the size of text. So we have many sort of ingenuity how scribes deal in such cases. And in this case, which you will see here, actually what scribe does, he obviously cannot follow that structure. He alters, maintains the brick structure, but gives Aramaic on that line, on the separate column. You see smaller size Aramaic, and alters this Hebrew layout. The line which when people walk, the words depicting the virtually people should have small walls on the sides they walk through. He omits those, so it has only people walking and then C-splitting and people walking, C-splitting. And the one manuscript which is absent, but it's amazing, which depicts the same structure, but Hebrew and Aramaic are incorporating, and within one line actually splits from Hebrew to Aramaic. This is a wonderful example of their ingenuity. Now, we come now in the possession of here, in the presence of the jewel of the Hebrew collections, am I right, Cesar? Which is known as Genizah Bible. We have facsimile here, and I cannot simply go into the description of what it means, but if minor critic, something can be said about Genizah Bible, that's that the scribe cannot quite fit the same guidelines. He does his best, but not quite the same, because first of all, you will know that in order to see the full text, you have to flip he cannot accommodate it on the same. You have to flip side, which we can because it's facsimile. Yes, here we are. Here we have. Because this text cannot fill the space, he inserts this sort of micrography. It is fantastic invention of, well, not invention, because he models it to another Bible, which is different. Yes, here we come again, Kennicott, another Kennicott number 4, which is a beautiful, big letters and beautiful micrography. Again, one minor sort of critique on this manuscript could be that it starts beautifully, 5 lines, text structure, but only 1 line, and then you have to flip again the page to see the remaining 5. Now, this is perhaps the most unique I have ever seen. This is Ashkenazi Bible, and it's, well, first of all, you will see the structure. The guy designs his own, in his own mind, he builds the structure. He begins, strangely enough, 3 lines of the right side hand, you will see, that's where that X begins. And then it is not the brick structure, it's within the column he starts, you will see this is very strange. And then on the second folio, when he goes on the next one, he sort of begins brick structure, single brick structure, and halfway through, he decides to switch to double brick structure. That's where you will see lines. This is the dub structure, double line, and then again double dub structure. Very peculiar, very interesting. And this is perhaps, can I say that, one of my favorites, because again, this is beautifully depicted. But you have to flip to see the other side. But what it has different is text leading to this poetic part. And you will see it starts as a column, and then how smoothly he widens like here. It's almost like how I interpret, he depicts actually entry into the sea before he depicts splitting of the sea. So very beautifully done, this widening, and then you have the splitting of the sea. And another beautiful, and again, perfect example, 5 lines, and depiction is according to the guidelines with micrography, beautifully done. So I'll just end with a few words. So, with variety of this, why it is important, what does it mean for us? In the variety of such displays, when one comes in the possession of a manuscript, which I can only show you the print, which is right there under the brick, you will see it's the perfect structure. 5 lines, beginning and end. In the middle, look at how beautifully it is spread out and located. It was beautiful micrography. Size, it's not real size, it's reduced, so it's much bigger size. This is something which is my current work. Sadly, Bodleian doesn't have it, I'm sure. And that's something, tells us about the skillful of scribe, and it's impossible to simply write such a codex first time. So this scribe must have written many other works. And if we could identify and link, so to speak, lost siblings of this codex somewhere, that would be perfect. Thank you very much.